Home on Savannah Street a little before 6 o'clock tonight, where they found the victim unconscious and not breathing. His mother making a plea for the violence to end.
We have to stop this killing. I've lost 2 sons. I am totally devastated right now. And I just want justice for Alonzo and justice for Clayton, my sons.
On Fox 5, the family of a young D.C. rapper killed in Southeast D.C. last week opens up about his battle trying to keep his teenage son away from D.C. streets. 16-year-old Justin Johnson was shot and killed in Southeast D.C. last Thursday morning.
I heard a rap, one of his raps for the first time the other day. Because didn't even want to listen to it because I wanted him to go to school. So he said, I got 1 foot in and 1 foot out in one of those raps, and I don't know what to do. Because they were saying, Justin, come with us. His managers and them, come with us. You got to put that behind you. But he said, no, I'm better off right here.
Michael Johnson is the father of 16-year-old Justin Johnson, a teen many knew in the neighborhood and on social media as an up-and-coming rapper named 23 Racks. The teen's manager tells Fox 5 the young rapper signed with a label named MGE in 2020.
It's hard to see on social media that, he's really gone. And I see a lot of comments on social media saying like, oh, well, he was in the streets at 16 and he didn't go to school and it's that he was an honor roll student. They skipped him a grade. Like, he was street smart and book smart. Like, he was well before his time.
It takes everybody to help these kids.
Yo, what it is, people, we is back. Never down on Gbg News. And they are we in Washington, D.C. We've been in D.C. before. Most times we in D.C. we covering a situation like this where you got a juvenile being murdered by an adult or juveniles killing juveniles. I got a whole video on that. Y'all should go check it out. But that is a real problem in D.C. As long as as well as rat beef. It's another major problem. In this video, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about both of those mixed all up in one because I think they intertwined and they connected. And it's a guy out of D.C., a young kid, 18 years old, currently arrested by the name of Gbg Lil. And I think that name's for him because he's definitely getting a little active out there. But for what? What is going on in D.C., y'all? How did it get so bad in D.C. where people allow drill music to spread that far? That's what it is. They call it free car music. I call it drill. We can agree to disagree. But they allowed this free car music that spread so far and so wide that it took the crime rate up with it. So in this video, that's what we're going to discuss, yo, as well as Gbg Lil because, like I told y'all, he got in some trouble. He's currently arrested. And a lot of times, once you get put in them type of situations, you think it's over. You think now it's time to fight the case. But what Gbg Lil just found out the other day was he got some more charges coming on. 3 men from the district in Maryland, Derico Johnson, 19, Roland Henderson, 18, and Davion Robinson, 17, were arraigned Tuesday on first-degree murder, conspiracy, and other charges in connection with 2 murders in a drive-by shooting, announced U.S. Attorney Matthew M. Graves and Chief Pamela Smith of the Metropolitan Police Department. Johnson and Robinson are residents of D.C. Henderson is a resident of Maryland. Henderson and Robinson were charged under Title 16. The 26-count indictment charges each defendant with conspiracy. Derico Johnson was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder while armed and 3 counts of assault with intent to kill while armed, stemming from an April 12, 2022 murder of 32-year-old Clayton Marshall and May 26, 2022 murder of 16-year-old Justin Johnson. Roland Henderson was charged with 1 count of first-degree murder while armed and 4 counts of assault with intent to kill, stemming from the May 26, 2022 murder of Justin Johnson and the January 2, 2023 drive-by shooting at Alabama convenience store that injured 2 bystanders. Davion Robinson was charged with 2 counts of assault with intent to kill while armed, stemming from the January 2, 2023 drive-by shooting at an Alabama convenience store. Roland Henderson and Derico Johnson were also indicted for firearms-related offenses from March and April of 2023, respectively. All 3 defendants were ordered held without bond. A trial date is scheduled for August 18, 2025. According to the indictment, the 3 defendants are members of a crew called Get Back Gang, which is associated with the Henson Ridge neighborhood in 7D and a broader group driving violence in D.C. known as Fox 5 Gang. Over the past 2 years, the defendants and others participated in several homicides and non-fatal shootings, including on April 12, 2022. Derico Johnson was picked up in a stolen vehicle and driven to the 22,000 block of Savannah Street Southeast. At about 12:20 p.m., Derico Johnson briefly exited the vehicle and fired several rounds in the direction of Shipley Market. Clayton Marshall, who did not appear to have been an intended target, was shot and killed, and another individual was injured. On May 26, 2022, Derico Johnson, Ronald Henderson, and another individual walked to the Savannah Terrace Circle with 16-year-old Justin Johnson, a.k.a. 23 Racks. The victim had posted as his location to Instagram earlier that morning. About 11:20 a.m., Derico Johnson and Roland Henderson fired several shots from 200 feet away in the direction of Justin Johnson, who was shot and killed while standing feet away from an infant child on a scooter. On January 2nd, 2023, Roland Henderson and Davion Robinson were riding in the back seat of a vehicle at about 4:48 p.m. as the vehicle approached the Alabama convenience store. Henderson and Robinson fired several rifle and handgun rounds in the direction of the store, wounding 2 people. Armed special police officers in the area witnessed the shooting and pursued suspects through Henson Ridge neighborhood to a home where Henson and Robinson were subsequently arrested. The case is being investigated by the Metropolitan Police Department and it is being prosecuted by Assistant U.S. Attorney Ryan Sellinger and Jessica Kiefer. So Clayton Mitchell and Justin Johnson, as well as another shooting, they're alleging that Gbg Lil active was a part of. There's 2 other guys. And y'all hear them documents that get very detailed, so if you can ask me, I think some telling going on. I don't know who's the culprit. But this is what happens typically when juveniles get in trouble. You know, they still relatively young. They think they know, but they really have no idea. Do y'all remember that saying? They put themselves in these situations to be grown men, standing 10 toes because they got a strap on. They probably making a couple of hours. But once they get put in that pressure cooker, because that's what it is, they burst. They fold. Now, I don't know who folded in this situation, but somebody did. But the thing is, why are they even in this situation? Because I told y'all, DC has something called free car music. I call it drill. But I'm going to let y'all decide for yourself.
Them niggas ain't standing on business with who listen to Ricky, that young nigga cap. He said he try to knock on my head. On fast, stop capping, you with him at black. I'm shooting shit up in my pockets is spinach. This the last dish for the odds. I've been watching that store, the fizz in the lab. They keep making raps, but they still ain't get back. Run away quick and these niggas be sawing, I'm fucking they bitch. Outside at a mill like 300 Swiss. They don't spin on my block, he just spin my bitch. The man got crackers, them niggas was dissing. I'm dunking a blitz, cause they'll always blitz. Like 100 a bag, come get you a ditty. Niggas be capping, I need to get bitch. You say she heard I don't miss. Go step on a nigga, then fuck on this bitch. I ain't giving no kiss, I just make the bitch eat. I'm aiming at head, I ain't aiming at feet. You better be tight when I'm fishing your street, boy. You better be tight when you running to me. We're bar on 5, I can't wait till we meet. I catch me a 4 and I'm tapping delete. Lil' G-Rod too fast, I couldn't even breathe. I've been home for a week and I ran up a 10. Every time that we been on they rim, we ain't missed. Heard a high class nigga just send me a diss. Fat boy could've cracked me, that nigga was nick. I was walking with 50, came home to the switch. If I'm not down to see it, then I'm down to win. Them uptown boys, they fast on they feet. Nigga jump to the floor when he see the AP.
Yo, there's nothing that bothers me more than innocent people being murdered. You know? Now, some people will say, you know, we shouldn't want nobody murdered. And that's, you know, I understand that. But at the same time, we live in reality. And in reality, people are going to get murdered. This is the United States. The country was built on it. And I also understand the streets. You know, when you sign yourself up for the street show, you basically signing your death certificate. Very few people get to walk away from it. So I get that part as well. But with this situation in D.C., it's bigger than just the streets. Because it's not only street people getting hurt. It's innocent babies being hurt. It's mothers, it's children, it's fathers. We talking about D.C. has a real problem with shooting the innocent. And that's part of the reason why this crime rate is so high, because in D.C., as you just heard in this article that I just read about Gbg Lil active and him shooting blocks away, that's a problem because they also do drive-bys there, and the result of the drive-bys is this.
On the verge of reclaiming its reputation as the nation's murder capital.
You don't have to be in illegal activity to be a victim. You can be an honest, law-abiding citizen, and you can be a victim.
According to data from DC's Metropolitan Police Department, as of October, there have been 224 homicides. That's a 39% increase over last year. and the first time in a quarter century that DC's homicide count passed 200 before October. In all of 2021, there were 226 homicides and 203 last year. And unlike in the early 90s, when the crime was mainly centered in poorer neighborhoods east of the river, and the victims were often drug dealers and users, this time the crime wave is happening in every quadrant of the district, and the victims include innocent men, women, and children, like 10-year-old Ariana Davis, killed by a stray bullet to the head on Mother's Day. 17-year-old Antonio Cunningham, shot and killed by 3 masked assailants as he was walking to work at a Northeast sandwich shop.
Dealing with a lot of violence in the city. My son is, I don't even have the words, to be honest.
31-year-old Nasrat Ahmed Yar, a Lyft driver and a father of 4, who served as a translator in Afghanistan and was able to flee the violence there, only to be shot and killed on Capitol Hill.
I can't even go for a walk without looking around, making sure that no one's following me.
Even pets are being targeted. Dog thefts at gunpoint are an almost weekly occurrence.
I've seen the story with people grabbing dogs, and I'm like, I'm not gonna just give him up.
Now, I know in DC and PG County, that has always been a thing. But in Baltimore, we never respect the drive-by shooter. And I told y'all on this channel how a person come around the corner, somebody that drive by is going to get laughed off the block. Yo, we do not respect that because it's too much room for error. That's why in D.C., the crime rate is so high, because they're not just shooting each other. It's not just criminals killing criminals. It's criminals killing innocent people because they shooting from blocks away, and D.C. got small blocks. We ain't talking about Chicago or L.A. where you got large blocks that stretch far. No, we talking about a small city for the most part. And that's one of the key differences between Baltimore and D.C. Baltimore is more of, we killing for money, we killing for, disrespect. It's more centered around that drug territory. But in D.C. right now, what's driving the crime in D.C. right now is rap beef. It's clout. It's this and the dead. And y'all know how disrespectful this and the dead can get. FBG Duck lost his life for this and the dead. People die every day in these cities for this and the dead. But it's like, we don't got no way to solve it. No way to solve it. Now, I seen a situation in Maryland where they talking about banning drill music, because drill music gotta go. Make these kids get more creative. But I don't even like the music. Like, who is even listening to this? Like, this is what DC is on right now? Somebody in the comments let me know, yo. Is this what they playing in the clubs in DC right now? This and the dead music. Cause I can't really vibe toward it. Rap off beat. Like, I don't know if these kids is trying to, go outside of DC, or they just wanna rap about inner city beef and kill each other over it. But nobody is ever gonna make it far with this style of rap music. Not the DC style. Because it's not really creative. There's no bars in it. Yeah, they this and they did, but these guys not King Von level. We haven't seen a real drill artist make it since King Von era, and I don't think nobody else came since. They got the little thing going on in New York, but New York's situation is similar to DC. New York locked up all their drill rappers, y'all. And I think we're going to see something similar happen in DC. Washington, DC is not going to put up with this. The issue that solved the problem in the 90s was mass incarceration. And that's one of the things that happened in our community, yo. The community gets so bad that the residents will start asking for something that's totally against us. And right now in DC and in other cities, they're doing it in Baltimore too, where you got the adults asking for stiffer punishment on the juveniles. So I'm going to ask y'all this. If we start arresting our juveniles at alarming rates and the adults are already going to prison, how is the community going to grow? What's going to happen to the numbers? And it's like nobody looks at the long haul, We seen what mass incarceration did to the black community. The long haul. Yeah, crime went down, It probably was a number of other factors, but crime went down. But families was broken. And the cycle continued because once you take the fathers out, the kids is left to the streets because the mother is working. We know how this go. Now, I don't know what we got to do to solve this problem in D.C., but But I'm going to tell y'all this, residents of Washington, D.C., if y'all have another year like this, you talking about 300 plus murders, it won't be another one. I promise you they're going to come with some type of laws. You already got the thing going on with the stealing cars. They're going to come with some type of laws to take these little kids out the streets and you ain't never going to see them again. I promise you. But let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments. Like I say, yo, this was the story of Lil Active in D.C. Gbg Lil Active in D.C., yo. Washington, D.C. is under siege right now, just like it was in the 90s. But the difference between then and now is back then, the population was way more. You know, there was a lot of people in Washington, D.C., just like it was in Baltimore. There was a lot of people back then, period. It's a lot less people. But the crime is just as high. I don't know how to fix it, though. But let me know how y'all feel about this in the comments. Another day at Gbg News.
Nigga can't do what I do, y'all niggas can't copy me. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep the shit G. Let's keep shit G. Let's keep shit G.